He tried to touch my hand.
Hello you all. Welcome to this new edition of Lectio Musica, the place for great lyrics, great music and great meaning. My name is Guilain Prince. I'm a Canadian Franciscan friar from Canada. Love rock music for a long time now, especially hard rock, metal and prog. Once a week I have the pleasure to stop in my little office. Instead of working on what I do usually, I listen to a great piece of music. And this week is two pieces of music that I don't know. Most of the time I don't know at all. It doesn't mean that these are new songs. No. In this case, most of the time it's simply someone I never heard. And in this case, it's on purpose, because very good friends of mine, they highly recommended me Arian, the artist name of the musician composer named Arjen Anthony Lucassen from the Netherlands. What does he do, Arjen? He's mainly famous for his rock opera, blending metal, prog rock, and elements of electronic music and classical instruments, violin, cello, flute, mandolin. So it is, we could say, that he created a style that is pretty much a class by itself, even if it has some familiarity with prog rock, metal, symphonic metal. Many times people told me with his projects, he has two, three projects on the go. It's pretty much the who's who of metal and rock music in Europe, because he seems to choose with a lot of taste. That's the first thing I saw. I didn't know anything about him when I did my first video on this artist. But right from, like we say, the starting blocks, day one and day two of this album, The Human Equation, I noticed the quality of the voices. He chooses the voices, the instruments, the musicians, very with a lot of care, a lot of attention, and I might add, a lot of taste. So what is this video? It's always the same thing. Last week I did already day 1 and 2, so this week I will do day 3 and 4. I'll first react to a lyrics video of day 3 and 4. That's what will follow in 2-3 minutes. After that, I will look at closely to the lyrics of both, and I will react also in general terms how the lyrics connects with the music, both the melody and the way that we call it prosody in French, how lyrics and music are interconnected and very efficient in the way that the music conveys the meaning of the words. And finally, I will say broad generality. I could do a much more precise analysis in terms of music. I don't have the time. It's not my field of work. I know music for directing choirs for a little while, gospel choirs, playing in bands and so on. But here I don't want to go into too much details. I just want to have a broad perspective, how this story is unfolding musically and in terms of the content, the lyrics and so on. So I do not make any connections with some people. They learned that with me. I do not make connections with the personal life of the composer. For me, his work is his work. I don't make connections with other pieces, other records, not for now. When I know the artist enough, I will make these kinds of connections. For now, I hope that you, fans of Arian, you make those connections. Oh, this is similar to, or we heard that line in another song. I'm counting on you. So that's why in my videos, the comment and reaction section below the video are always very interesting, and I put up most of the time at the very top those comments, not because I agree with them necessarily, but because I think they are the best to continue the reflection we begin with that video. After the analysis, there will be a reaction to live performances. We have 2 live performances of day 3 and 4. Don't forget, you can always subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button that you have right under the video, and will appear a small bell. If you click that bell, it means that you want to be notified as soon as I put a new video on my channel. Don't worry, only 1 video per week. You will have 2 notifications, one when I publish it and one 30 minutes before the premiere that I publish at 1:30 Montreal time every Friday. So without further ado, like they say in English, let's go immediately to this beautiful piece of work, apparently, that many people are they complimented me, saying, finally someone makes a nice series on the human equation. Don't give the credit to me. I know nothing. Give the credit to my friends who and 2 musicians on the channel invited me to go with this one or Electric Castle. And I chose this one because one of my closest friend likes it very much because of the topic. So let's dig in day 3 of Ayreon, part of the album The Human Equation. Day 3 is called Pain. I will put my and you will have here the little icons of every character in the story, so that you can follow who sings what. In 3, 2, 1. Keyboards. Sounds from another time. Love that song. Love the tone. Just a little bit of distortion. Strings. Electronic. Oh, another cycle. I would have expected to.
I am pain, I am real, I'm not a dream. I'm the chain around your neck as you scream.
Again, great voice.
Surrender now, you can't beat death at its ruthless game. Make your bow, hang your head in shame.
I can't believe there is no way
You
out.
find you all wrong.
You fill me with doubt.
You were never that strong.
Reaction to pain.
I am pain. I am the wound that never heals.
Nice register of this.
It's all in vain. No compromise, no deals.
I can't believe this is the end.
Written in stone.
Where are my friends?
You have always
there's no way
I find you all wrong.
feel me way down.
I can't accept this, we will find a way out of this cesspool of doom and dismay. Beyond this dejection, there's beauty and grace, a glorious future we long to embrace.
Oh, yes! Wow. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Excellent. What that really, really, it unfolds in a beautiful way. Beautiful way. This both the guitar sound just a little bit fuzzy or just a bit of distortion, and with these strings, and then the beat. You know that I played drums for 13 years. It's wonderful, but then there are just these small portion in metal with growling for pain, for rage. Wonderful. And then I was about to say, musically, it sounded very joyful. And say, what is that? And I was about to say, why was there a joyful theme with classical instruments arriving, and then suddenly the character that is Love, I think it's Love, Heather Findlay. So she was preceded musically by the emergence of her personality within music, which was absolutely great. And this blend after, I think she comes in between Rage, not on according to the lyrics I have in front of me. Anyways, first class. It goes on like the voices, Devin Townsend, and no, it's spot on. It sounds great. It's very interesting how the story unfolds. Let's listen now to Day 4 called Mystery. I am thrilled by this music, a musical piece of 5 minutes 38. Oh, we go back at the level of the best friend and the wife. Remember, in the play we saw, the bed was up there, and here, the larger is inside the man's heart or mind. Second level, wife and the best friend.
I can't seem to figure out what happened on the brightest hour of day. No car in sight.
Wow. mystery. You have it in music, right there.
Strange conditions. No matter what they say, it doesn't feel right.
Do you think he's seen it?
I don't think he did.
Do you think he knows it?
I don't think he knows.
Do you think he's been there?
I don't think he was.
Do you think he'll die?
I don't think he will.
Could it be a moment of distraction? A creature on the road, a plane in the air.
Do you think he's seen
I don't think he did.
Do you think he knows
I don't think he knows.
Do you think he's been
I don't think he was.
Do you think he'll die?
I don't think he will.
Oh my lord. This is quite different.
Will we ever understand what's happened? Will the mystery be unveiled or die with him? Do you think he's
Come back to the best friend asking questions.
Do you think he knows?
I don't think he knows.
Do you think he's been
I don't think he was.
Beautiful voice, the wife.
die?
I don't think he will.
Wow. The last one where inside and outside of him. It's crisscrossing because there's passion, there's pride, but there's me, there's love, there's me, agony. Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Oh, sacrifice. It's so good. So good, so good. Now, the reason why I was so enthusiastic about the choice of sound, he plays with eras of keyboardists. The first keyboard, if I remember, it's the first, except the very opening. That was one of the most, I would say, loved sound by Tony Banks of Genesis. But after, he arrived with an organ, which was signed Rick Wakeman from Yes. After that, he has a keyboard that sounded very much like Rush, the entrance of Tom Sawyer. But it didn't stop there. Because another keyboard arrived, and it's a sound of three very famous songs of the band Styx. So we're talking 70s and 80s. That's why I understand why he is called prog rock. Probably the element of sophisticated structure. This song was not as sophisticated. But it was sophisticated. But we cannot say that every song is highly sophisticated. I think it's the whole work that makes it so incredible. This blend of having a steel string guitar, acoustic, with a little bit of effect, there was some kind of a distorted echo, like in the voices. The voices, same thing. Suggested clearly that you are right from the beginning with a question mark, a mystery. Musically, it's completely coherent. Everything fits together. I see that. I'm telling it again. Those artists, of course, sometimes the lyricist is different from the musician, the composer. But when the composer and the lyricist are the same person, I see this unique unity between perfect prosody, perfect combination of the two. That's the case here. Everything is so coherent. Everything made sense. Everything is understandable. To me, this is class A writing. And the melody, there's nothing. I have to say that even in the transition, sometimes you have very boring melodies, especially in opera and in, I could say also in musicals. Boring. This is not the case. This guy writes something interesting for every artist that has to sing something in there. It's class A, wonderful. I love it. Completely. This is so good, so good. So let's go immediately. I will stop I will go and listen to that another time just to make sure that everything is clear in my mind, and I come back with the analysis of the lyrics. Okay, I have exactly the same opinion. It's wonderful, wonderful, superb. No need to remind you what we said last week, but we are in a first-class rock opera for now, the prog influence is clearer, even if we have once in a while a more metal contemporary sound. It is a little bit more on the progressive rock side with of course, organic instruments, natural instruments that they add a little something that is beautiful. So let's go directly to day 3, called Pain. The a singer. Agony. The first one is agony. I'm in pain. I am real. I'm not a dream. I'm the chain around your neck as your screen. The chain, is it? It's probably not a physical chain, unless there is some kind of phantasm of hanging himself. That would be represented by a chain around the neck. But a chain could simply mean to feel tight, to feel compressed, heavy around the neck also. I tend to think that it's more metaphorical here than a real thing that could have happened as a memory or is actually happening while he is at the hospital. Surrender now. So the chain probably is the agony. It is the agony. And this agony says, abandon yourself, surrender, talking to the me. You can't beat death at his ruthless gate. One day or later, death will be there. Why not now? Make your bow, hang your head in shame. Why shame? What is the situation? Yeah, well, so the images are the one of someone being hanged by agony and shame. That seems to be, so that would be really a metaphorical use of these words. Let's go a little bit further with these very tight dialogue. I can believe there is no way out, says me. He answers that to agony. Because, of course, if you make your bow, if you surrender, as if there was only one way out, and that's death. He says, oh no, I can't believe there's only one. You'll find you are wrong. So agony as a temptation is here to tell him, no, only one issue for you. You fill me with doubt. Well, you were never that strong. I am pain. I am the wound that never heals. It's all in vain, no compromise, no deals. So there is no way. You won't escape it. You won't avoid it. Agony is saying that the only possible outcome is death. I can't believe this is the end, answers back me. It's written in stone, tombstone, apparently, as if you see it already. It's written in stone. Your date of death is already written in stone. Where are my friends? You've always been alone. Do you see? This is the same line that was it Pride in one of the previous songs sang. So this comes from two sides, pride and from agony. Let's continue that. So rage. Oh, this is a great, because he repeats that structure 3 or 4 times, and it's really well done. Pain. We lead, we hide as the pain leaves the rage inside. Being here, welcomed by a sane spirit. So pain, rage, welcomed by a sane spirit. So what is being said by rage is that rage and pain, they flood like a tsunami on a sane spirit. A traveled lie. This is mysterious to me. A traveled lie. A lie that traveled. A lie that is traveled by people. What would be the lie here? What would be the lie? I don't think that the rage inside, the pain is hidden. So we hide the pain. We apparently we hide the pain and the rage inside, not to feel it, not to let it come out, That would be the lie? Or is it the fact that he is a sane mind? I would tend to think it's the first one. The rage and the pain being buried deep inside and not coming out, but being so there. And that would be a lie that is carried by many people? I think so. Let's continue. I am pain. I'm DN. I'm your wraith. Wraith, specter, a ghost. So your dark side. Nothing remains. I'm the loss of hope and faith. So agony is the loss of hope and faith. I can't believe there is no way out. So he resists to agony by saying, I can't believe that. I can't believe what you're telling me. That's really interesting. All this happening inside the heart of apparently someone being unconscious at the hospital. Now, the dialogue continues with agony. You'll find you are wrong. You filled me with doubt. You were never that strong. That's interesting because pride was telling him that normally you don't think twice. You do things. It's what? How come you're weak? How come you are about to abandon? Here, you are not that strong. That's very interesting. There is the reproach by pride to let himself go. And I think it's day 2. But here is, in fact, in reality, you were not that strong. You appear to be strong, but you were not. Pain, we lead, we hide, as the pain leaves the rage inside. We lead, we hide, as the pain leaves the rage inside. The pain leaves the rage inside. How the pain leaves the rage, I don't know. What is the we here? I think that's probably, again, the we of everything happening. We are you, is been said in day 2. Being here, welcomed by a sane mind. Same thing we said it. A travel light all the time. I had waited with, and this is rage. So all the time I was promised my salvation. So this sentence was, there's a very interesting effect of suspension here. I was promised my, and very often the word salvation or any other word rage or is lost in everything happening musically. That's very interesting. Very well done. Very well done. Now, there is this small section of natural instruments. If I remember, one beautiful flute, not the regular flute you have in an orchestra, but it seemed to me like a bit of an ethnic, maybe Celtic, maybe from Latin America flute. I can't accept this. We will find a way out of this cesspool of doom and dismay. Beyond this dejection, there's beauty and grace, a glorious future we long to embrace. That is quite interesting because it is part of the inside. There is this rage is now, and this pain is dominant. But beyond this lies beauty, beyond this lies grace, and a long, glorious future is waiting there, while agony is saying that, nope, that's it. There's no way out. That's the way it is, and it's now. Here we have the complete opposite on this. Again, pain, agony comes back. Pain all the time. I had waited with rage, emotion. All the time I was promised my salvation, which apparently until then didn't come. the salvation of rage didn't come. So how rage will be saved? How pain will be redeemed? We don't know yet. But pain, it's not the first time. Rage, it's not the first time that he wants to come out, but he lived in a lie in a way, didn't come out. And that means that there's probably a way for rage to come out and to be saved, by the way. Day 4, mystery, musically beautiful. There it is. The best friend, no, I can't seem to figure out what happened. On the brightest hour of day, no car inside. No, I can't seem to accept these strange conditions. No matter what they say, it doesn't feel right. Something is wrong with that death. What happened, really? There seems to be no outside conditions to justify this. What is it? What is it? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. And then this beautiful dialogue that you have. First, the wife asked the question, do you think he's seen it? And the best friend says, I don't think he did. Do you think he knows it? Do you think he knows that he probably had an accident? Or I don't think he knows. Do you think he's been there? I don't think he was. Do you think he'll die? I don't think he will. The thing is that after this first dialogue, the wife sings, no. Could it have been a moment of distraction? A creature on the road, a plane in the air? Why did he crash there? What happened in this beautiful day? And then we go back to the previous dialogue, but then it's the friend asking the question and the wife answering. Love the voice of the wife. I don't have her name here, but I remember from Latin America. I will bring back this name, this beautiful name. A beautiful singer, by the way. So, and then they sing together. No, we will never understand what happened. Will the mystery be unveiled or die with him? Will be unveiled, of course, it means that he will come back to a conscient life, but or die. And of course, by wishing to know, to understand, there's also the wish that he comes back to life. We go back to the dialogue with, again, the wife asking the question, and finally, the last paragraph, passions enters. Do you think you've seen it? And now it's him. It's him answering. We are not at the level of I would say, the real world. We are, well, his inner life is real, of course, but it's happening inside of him. And I don't think I did. The guy sincerely says, I don't think I did. And pride comes and says, do you think you know it? I don't think I know. And love, do you think you've been there? I don't think I was. You think you'll die? I don't know. This is great. This is great. I'm so happy I've entered that world. So, let's go and watch. Okay, here we are for the third day 3. We have the song Pain.
I am real, I'm not a dream. I'm the chain around your neck as you scream. See, and now you death at its ruthless game. Make your bow, hang your head in shame. I can't believe there is no way I'll find you all wrong. You fill me with doubts. You were never that strong. What do you want?
What a nice addition. First, the choir bringing the the inside, the life inside and everything. That's great. The actor playing has both very high range, as you can see with the very high, and a beautiful tone as well in the very low register of his voice. So he can go low, very beautiful baritone voice to that was great. But I love the actor as well, because as you can see, Payne is crooked. He's not rage when he becomes rage, or when he becomes, but at the beginning he's crooked. So there is rage wants to come out of something, of a shell or some. The other thing, I love the rendition, the live rendition. I've seen, that's the second time that keyboard section has been reduced a little bit. Remember, I reacted as as thinking, oh, okay, he did 2 cycles in here, something that I would call not expected naturally. But no, écoute, c'est super, vraiment. Phew. Let's go to day 4 now. It comes from another show in Rotterdam in September 2015 in 3, 2, 1. Slide guitar. The friend and the wife at the bedside.
No, I can't seem to figure out what happened on the brightest hour of day. No car inside.
Good idea. Showing pictures of the accident.
Oh, I can't seem to accept these strange conditions. No matter what they say, it doesn't
Good choice of
feel
voice.
right.
Do you think he's seen
I don't
us?
think he did.
Do you think he knows
I
us?
don't think he knows.
Do you think he's been
I don't think he will.
Do you think he'll die?
I don't think he will.
Different sound. Nice.
No, open it up in a moment of distraction. A creature on the road, a plane in the air.
Do you think he's seen
I
it?
don't think he
Do
did.
you think he knows
I
it?
don't think he knows.
Do you think he's been there?
I don't think he will.
Do you think he'll die?
I don't think he will.
Do you think he's seen
I
it?
don't think he
Do you
did.
think he knows
I
it?
don't think he knows.
Do you think he's been
I
down?
don't think he will.
Do you think he'll die?
I don't think he will. Do you think you've seen it?
I don't think I did.
Do you think you know it?
I don't think I know.
Do you think you feel
I
it?
don't think I was.
Do you think you will find it?
Ouais, super. Oh, they added that a cappella section, choir, with we say chant and contre-chant, hein, with soprano, alto singing completely different lines, and the tenor and baritones. It's one exquisite. It's such a beautiful live version of something already plenty totally satisfying on the recorded version. So what can we say about it? I'm so looking forward for the following. So be there next week. So we will continue, of course. We will continue our journey through that album. It's only the beginning, the 4 first songs, but next week we will do, it will be day 5 and day 6. As reaction, reaction goes, I do them in English when the song is in English, much easier for the subtitles. But never forget that the subtitles are in 8 different languages. You have them all written out there. And also, I will continue, as much as there are videos of the live version, I will always choose, of course, a live version. The premiere is every Friday at 1:30 Montreal time. Don't forget, you can follow in Europe, Western Europe, at 7:30. And why is Saturday the analysis of the same song? My Lord, that's so old. I haven't been doing this for more than certainly 8 months. I just overlooked it. So don't forget, you can subscribe to this channel if you like what you've seen. And right beside it will appear a little bell. You can click on it if you want to be notified. 30 minutes, whatever your time zone, you will be notified when the premiere is about to begin. That's it, my friends. This is Arion. It was the second video out of 10 on this album called The Human Equation. Just looking to be next week. Bye bye for now.
Never thinking twice. Never twice.